The circuit is correct, the components are all fine, but it just doesn't seem to work. What's the problem? Well, it's a breadboard. The breadboard is the most misunderstood tool in all electronics. I want to make sure I understand exactly how this thing works. So today, I'm going to map out every single internal connection, understand the rail system, and look at the most common wiring mistakes and how to fix them. This is a standard 830-point breadboard. It has two power rails on each side. Red is positive and blue is ground. The main grid is 63 rows, labeled 1 to 63, with columns A through to E on the left and F through to J on the right. With my multimeter in continuity mode, I'm just going to test a couple of columns. Just as random row, columns A through to E. They're all beeping, so they're connected. Now when I test the columns on A to E against F to J, there's no beep. So the center gap breaks the connection. Now let me just test to see if the vertical ones are connected. And no, see, they're also not connected. If I now test the rows from 1 through to 63, they're not connected either. So that means the connections are A to E and F to J, the power rails. So some breadboards, the rail split in the middle. This one runs all the way through. So the best way to test it is just see if it beeps across the full length. So what are some of the common mistakes that we can make with a breadboard connection? First mistake is bridging the center gap. Something on one side and this side looks connected, but it's not. The center actually has a gap. Second one might be assuming that the power on both sides and the ground on both sides are connected. They're not. You'll have to bridge the connection yourself. But if you use something like a breadboard power supply, you actually have a common ground. But the power, depending on your setting, may not be connected. Another mistake is loose connections. So if something looks connected, but it's not fully pushed in, it's not connected. Next one is if you put like this LED on the same row, you're just creating a short circuit. It's really an unintended connection. And the next one is an open circuit. If I put the LED on this side and put the leg on that side, then it's actually not connected either. So how do breadboards actually work? Inside the breadboard, there are metal spring clips, like this one. The power rails and the ground rail have a very long span of clips. So when you insert a component on any section of the power rail or the ground rail, it's connected throughout. With the rows, each clip spans 5 rows. So when you insert a component, it makes contact with the clip. All 5 holes in that row share the same clip. That's why they're connected. So how do you actually build a circuit? Well, first thing is power supply. Then put your resistor to 5 volts. The LED goes from that row to ground. And if we turn it on, that's it. It works. So now I have a proper understanding of how breadboards work. And so in the next video, I will be taking a look at multimeters and oscilloscopes to see how they work, because I think that's going to be very useful in our journey. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.